We take stability for granted because the alternative is too heavy to carry during a normal workday. We assume that when we turn the handle on a faucet, the liquid that flows out is a permanent right of modern life rather than a fragile output of a decaying grid. Most people live under the illusion that water is a municipal guarantee, yet they sense the underlying shift as pressure drops and local restrictions become the new seasonal norm. You likely already feel the quiet anxiety of watching green lawns turn to dust, while the systems we were taught to trust begin to sputter and fail. The reality is that our entire existence is built upon invisible dependencies that we neither own nor control. We are connected to vast centralized networks of aging pipes and receding aquifers that operate like a black box we are forbidden from opening. When a well goes dry or a city line breaks, the average person is left entirely helpless because they have outsourced their most basic survival to a corporation or a distant government. This centralization creates a profound vulnerability where you are only as secure as the weakest link in a chain managed by people who do not know your name. Market solutions often exacerbate this dependency by offering high-priced gadgets that keep the consumer trapped in a cycle of expensive maintenance and proprietary parts. Many of the commercial atmospheric water generators are marketed as tools of freedom, but are priced like luxury vehicles, effectively gatekeeping the means of survival. These systems are often over-engineered to justify a five-figure price tag, ensuring that true autonomy remains a product you purchase rather than a skill you possess. It is a subtle form of control that trades genuine sovereignty for a sleek interface and a recurring service contract. Joseph's Well system represents a fundamental shift away from this consumerist trap toward a methodology of self-reliance. It is not a polished appliance that arrives in a box, but a blueprint for a system originally derived from Israeli battlefield technology designed for the harshest environments. The core logic relies on pulling humidity from the atmosphere to produce up to 50 gallons of water daily without the need for drilling or complex plumbing. By focusing on the mechanics of the process rather than the branding of a product, it moves the power back into the hands of the individual builder. There is a necessary trade-off to consider when moving from a passive consumer to an active provider of your own resources. Building your own system requires a willingness to engage with the physical world and follow a structured process that might feel unfamiliar in an age of instant gratification. It demands a small investment of time and roughly $150 in common materials, which is the price of true control. While it is certainly easier to buy bottled water today, the effort required to build a permanent solution is the only way to ensure your family is not standing in a FEMA line tomorrow. The transition to water independence is as much about psychological shift as it is about physical hardware. When you stop looking at the ground for a well and start looking at the air as a renewable reservoir, you stop being a subject of the grid and start becoming a sovereign producer. This redundancy is the highest form of reliability because it functions independently of weather patterns, local politics, or broken infrastructure. It provides a quiet, persistent security that allows you to remain calm while the systems around you continue to tremble under the weight of their own complexity. The true value of this methodology lies in the realization that provision is a responsibility that cannot be delegated to those who do not share your interests. As the signs of a tightening supply become impossible to ignore, the gap between those who prepared and those who hoped is widening. Maintaining your family's safety in the coming years will require a level of foresight that most are unwilling to exercise until it is too late. If you are ready to stop relying on a system that is showing every sign of exhaustion, there is a link below to the full blueprints for the Joseph's Well system.